Yo, what's shaking, guys? It's been a while since I've done any Crisis videos on the channel, but I actually recently just got a request to do a tutorial, and I was like, you know what, whatever, I'll do it, because I want some more Crisis videos back up on the channel. It's been a minute. Um, anyway, this tutorial is going to be a editing your vehicles XML and like customizing vehicles, modding vehicles, and stuff like that type video. So we're just gonna hop into that real quick, right? This shouldn't be too long. I actually had to do a refresher just to make sure I knew what I was doing because it's been so long since did some of this stuff. But just make sure when you're going in to start editing any vehicles, modding, because modding is a word. Modding vehicles. Just open up any random map. You don't need to really do anything crazy when it comes to starting this up. But what you're going to need, obviously, is some vehicles. That's probably going to be the most important thing to start with, since you want to mod some of them. But if you are on a blank canvas, you want to open up your database view, you can do that by clicking, if you have this little widget thing here, or hit view, oops, if I can do this right, open view pane, database view, and a window should open up. This one's right here, it just was off my screen. Once you do that, you're going to click on this little folder right up here. This is the load library. Make sure you're under the entity library tab as well. And you're going to open the vehicles XML. I already have mine open because I was using them in this map prior for doing some other stuff. But then once you do that, there's going to be once you do that, you're going to click on your I can't speak. Why can't I speak? There's going to be I can't do this. I just woke up. You're going to click on well, first of all, you need to make sure your roll-up bar is open because I'm messing all of this up. Ugh. If your roll-up bar is not open, you're going to go to view, open view pane, and just kidding, that's the wrong thing. You're going to show your roll-up bar. Oh, I'm struggling so bad. And then once you do that, under this first tab right here, there's going to be an objects button, and then there's going to be a whole bunch of other buttons. Just click on archetype entity, and then there should be a vehicle or a folder called vehicles. Oh my god. You're going to click on that, and any vehicle that you want to edit, up to you. You're just going to click, drag it right out here. Well, yeah, click, hold, and drag. And now you're going to have your vehicle out, so that's going to, jeez, there we go. Alright, what's next? Ah, yes. So once you have your vehicle out, there are few ways you can do this. I had two really quick ways. The first way, there actually is a whole vehicle editor thing within the actual sandbox editor, and this way has what I would say limited values to it. What you want to do is when you open this up, you click on, well, make sure your vehicle is highlighted, and then click open selected, and this will give you all types of ways to edit your vehicle. Normally I wouldn't touch any of these just because I myself don't know exactly what they all do, but I know what some of the stuff does. For example, anything in here, this is talking about the body of the vehicle. This would be good for, let's say, oh, you want to make your vehicle invincible? Yeah, sure. There's something in here. I want to say it's the mass box. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong about that. Yeah, I might be wrong about that. Maybe it's the body. It's the body. Alright, well, I clearly don't know what I'm doing. Alright, great thing to do when you're, great thing to say when you're running a tutorial. But no, anyway, so they're ignoring this part. There are other ways to make it invincible. You can actually use flow graphs too if you want to do that, but that's another thing. But going into vehicle speed, movement, and all that stuff. Here are the, it's been a while since I've done some of this stuff, but a lot of this stuff is self-explanatory. However, if you understand anything with engines and stuff like that, this would actually make more sense to read. But right here, the vehicle, the steer speed, or no, not the speed, there's a max speed somewhere here. Aha, here we go, max speed. You need to be really careful when you're touching any of these values if you don't know what they do. The ones that I normally would mess with to make my vehicle faster are the engine power, the engine max RPM, and engine idle RPM, and the engine minimum RPM. Just don't go crazy with those because if you do so, it can really mess up your vehicle. But here, just for example, let's see. I'll just go around and drive this one real quick to give you guys a quick idea of what editing some of these values will do.
Max.
Right here, we're topping out around 60, 55 miles per hour. There's a good idea of your speed without it edited right there. But let's see. If we do, where is it? Here we go. I'm gonna throw up. Yeah, well, no, I'm not gonna throw up. I'm gonna put up the max engine RPM. Let's say 9,000. And then put that engine power up to 400. And then max speed 100. And there are capped values, by the way. It's only in this actual editor, though. Later on in the video, I will explain. Well, I'll show you where you don't have to worry so much about capped values. Sorry, this tutorial is like all over the place. Also, once you do that, make sure you press save. Because obviously it'll save the vehicle settings. And let's see. Hopefully we'll start going pretty fast. There we go. Yeah, see, now we're going. Now we're going way over faster. Also, word of warning, when you try to steer while going this fast, you're going to also have to edit the steer speed values, because steering becomes a little bit of a pain in the butt if you don't change that. So that's one way. That's one way to change your vehicle stuff. Now, the other way I use for my VTOLs and stuff like that, because it's actually a lot more effective, because with the vehicle editor in the actual editor, you can't really it has locked values. It has locked values. So like you can't go over a certain set, a certain number with some of the aspects, just because it's like it'll break the vehicle, which is a good thing. But sometimes you want to be able to break your vehicles. So like here, I'm just going to show a quick example. Where is it? For this, I believe you can't go over 10,000. Yeah, 10,000. You can't go over 10,000 RPMs on the vehicle. in the vehicle editor. So for examples like that, oh, real quick too, before we go there, actually I don't remember how to do that, so we're gonna skip that. Alright, so fast forwarding. Alright, so the second way to edit your vehicles, I find I use a lot more than the vehicle editor, is because this is why. Oh, fuck, hold on. Can I say any sentence right? That would be nice. First thing you need to do is go into your Crisis folder, and that's going to be in your C drive, or any place you installed your Crisis game. So if you download it off Steam, word of warning for Steam users, I'm not quite sure how this would work. I've had problems before with my mods for Steam users, with them not working, because I believe there's been some patches and stuff like that to the Crisis Steam game. So word of warning, this may or may not work for you guys. But you're going to go into your Crisis folder, all the way into the game folder, and then you're going to go to scripts. Normally there won't be this scripts folder, but because you, what we did earlier by opening up the vehicle editor, and then opening your selected entity, and then saving this, there will automatically be a folder created called scripts, and it'll say, and then you'll have to go all the way through these folders, and then not this one. You're gonna go into implementations, XML, and then there'll be the Asian LTV. But I already have been doing this with some of my other stuff, so that's why I already have this folder. This is going to be an XML file, so don't immediately click on this. You're gonna right click, well, that's not right. You're gonna right click, and then you're gonna right click, then you're gonna hit edit, alright? And this is gonna give you a ton of mumbo jump. Real quick, me from the future here, few things. I can't stress enough how much you guys need to be careful when you're editing anything in the XML scripts, because if you add in any foreign characters or anything at spaces or anything like that, you can really just mess up the game, or you can mess up the vehicle. Things won't load, you might not be able to play levels, things might not execute properly because these XML scripts go straight into the game, and they use the actual code or whatever that is that the engine reads right off of. So just be really careful with that. Make sure not to add anything. Make sure that everything you put in is character sensitive and correct and all like that. So just adding that in. Don't want to be held responsible for anybody messing up any of their game. So back to the video. Alright. Don't touch any of this. I will show you explicitly what to touch and what not to touch, because if you touch any of this, then you're gonna start having your game crash. It may not load. It'll be a whole mess. So let me give you. Just give me a second to find some of the stuff. This is also literally defining all the parts, their movement features, everything, where everything is placed, situated on the vehicle. So just don't touch any of this. But there are going to be some values that you do want to touch when you're going into mod your vehicle, and I just need to find them first. Let's see. It's been a hot second since I did this. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. Is it? Here we go. Bingo. All right. Let's see. Which one do I want to start? So let's talk weapon modding on vehicles. All right. So right here, since we have the LTV, the weapons class right here, this is where we can start having some fun with vehicles. All right, the vehicle Shy 10 V2 is the mounted gun that's on top of the LTV. All right. So let's say I'm feeling a little bored with the mounted machine gun. If you're feeling interested, you can delete that, and let's add a tank cannon. I have a preference to the US tank cannon. Oh shoot, hold on. I gotta make sure I'm doing all this right. Because I know how to type, I promise. Yes, so real quick, I might be giving an example of doing it wrong. Right. But let's say I want a tank cannon instead of a Shy 10 on top of my LTV. Well, you need to make sure there's a way to make sure you know the names of the actual all the actual weapons and stuff, and I will show that in a second. But you need to make sure you type in the exact name of the actual weapon that you want to put on top, vehicle weapon that you want to put on top of your vehicle. And right now I have all of the actual weapons and stuff like their default saved into a separate folder, just so like if I mess anything up, I still have the original file and I can put that back. But somewhere in here, aha, yes, US tank cannon. See, now this wouldn't have worked because I spelled it wrong. I didn't spell the whole word wrong, but I left a weird capitalization. I didn't put the right capitalization in. So if you do that, you'll either get an error, or your game will crash, or nothing will work, or the thing just won't work. Your LTV just won't have a gun. So we're gonna make sure we save this. And for vehicles, I don't remember, so this time we're just gonna save this, and then we're gonna exit out, and we're gonna open up the editor again. I apologize, this tutorial has been very all over the place. Open that back up. And let's see. Alright, so we definitely know something worked. We know something worked because we can look at this and there's no gun there. Jeez. Alright, I need to slow down the speed. There you go. There's no gun. So we know something worked. Let's see. We have a tank. And we do. Fantastic. And we come to find these students. So there's one example of modding your vehicles. So now we've added a modded tank cannon to that. So what should we do to it next? Alright, at the time, as I'm thinking. Alright, going back to this. Alright, I do need to show all the weapons and stuff. So, quick disclaimer. The only things that you can put on, the only weapons that you can mod onto vehicles are vehicle weapons. and that yes, you can only mod vehicle weapons onto vehicles because they're vehicle weapons. I don't really know how else to explain that. But here, we're gonna go down a little bit more on this and see if I can find some other stuff. There should be movement parameters somewhere around here. Hi, future me back again. I did leave out the movement parameters later on in this video, so I thought it would be better if, since it's a tutorial, that I would include what they look like in the actual XML files. There also is a few other things I wanted to clear up. With helicopters and VTOLs, they do have a little bit of a different different parameter that you can set. Right here, I wanted to include a screenshot of it. Sorry, it's like not. I had no idea how to like get this to crop the right way and make it look nice. But there's a max forward speed, max left speed, and then the max speed, max up speed as well. Those are really quick ones to edit when you want to make the vehicle, make the VTOL or helicopter fly faster. But there also is another console command that you would need to put in, because the game limits most movement speed to, I think it was like most, not including bullets, but like vehicles and your character, it limits the movement speed to 100 meters per second, I want to say it is. But there is a console command that you can type in, and it's I will put it right underneath this. So that'll actually make it so you can move your vehicle faster and stuff. So quick update there. Let's see. Well, actually, hold on. There are actually some other things I can show you. Show you guys. All right, so the LTV also isn't the greatest way to show this, by the way. Here, I'm gonna drag out another one, and I'm gonna show you guys how to change weapons. And you can set how you want the weapons to fire on a vehicle as well. So here, we can actually know what now. Let's do APC. Yeah, we'll do the APC. Alright. So also, the other way that you can... This one? No. Alright, so real quick reminder to make sure you add this vehicle to the... Add this vehicle to the folder that you need to get to. Open up vehicle editor, open selected, and then hit save. And then make sure we go back to our crisis folder. I am doing this all wrong. Hold on. There we go. Scripts, entities, implementations. Alright. And then we're gonna click APC, right click, edit, and then here we're gonna bring this to the side real quick, just so we can do a quick demonstration.
Maximum.
Right. Hi, future me back again. Real quick mistake I made. I tried talking over the tank while the volume was really loud, and that was really just not the move. But what I was trying to demonstrate here was that when you're firing the tank, usually you have to right click and left click to fire both the primary and secondary weapon. But I'm going to show you in a second how to edit it or mod the tank so you can fire both the secondary and the primary at the same time while just right-clicking. So what we're going to do is open up our MPC XML again. Did I say NPC? I mean APC. And we're going to scroll down, or you can do Control F and just type in weapon. Wow, it was right there. Okay. Alright. So right here, see on where it says seed action class weapon, and then weapon class APC cannon, part cannon, ID, so-and-so. There's no reason to say all that. It says ID weapon driver right here. We're gonna highlight this, copy it, so Control C or right click, copy, and then also right under here, right under weapon is secondary. Change this to 0, and then we're gonna put a space right here. Actually, I copied the wrong thing. I'm gonna copy this, and we're gonna paste it right here. Make sure we're not doing a space because this is actual like code, so we don't want to like mess any of that up. Right here. Alright, so now that we've done this, there are also a few other values. So we're going to take this again. There's a few ways you can do this. Right here, by doing this will make it so both of these weapons will be like the driver mounted weapons. So every time you right click, instead of having to, or not right click, every time you left click to fire, it'll fire both of these at the same time. However, I like changing this to primary, which will have the same effect. I forget how it differs a little bit though. It's been a long time since I've done this. So make sure we save this. Close that, and just to check, save. I'm just gonna reopen this real quick and see, just to make sure. If this crashes, this means I did something wrong. All right, so we got that. Now let's see if we get into the game. Let's see if the game crashes.
Maximum.
Again, here I'm trying to talk over the game, but I wasn't saying anything of that great importance. Real quick though, if you do have something messed up in the XML, if you do go and try to fire the weapon, it may just make the game crash. It may not work, or whatever. So that'll usually be a good sign that you might have messed something up in that said XML. So there you go. Just saving and then reloading your map. You don't actually have to exit out of the editor. And that is those are the things I feel safe with editing vehicles. Let's see. Also, I do need to go back. Make sure there's a few other things that you another thing that you are definitely going to need for this. Again, in my last modding video, you're gonna need Winrar. 100% need Winrar, and you can download that. It's free. Don't worry about this. But you need WinRAR to go into the actual program game data files to actually get the good stuff. And it's the same thing. Once you have WinRAR downloaded, you go to your Crisis folder, And then the game data pack. This is the one you want to go to, right here. I'm gonna double click on that. It's gonna open on the wrong screen. I'm gonna double click on that, and it's gonna open up another folder. I'm gonna go to entities. Just kidding, wrong one. I'm gonna go to scripts, entities, items, XML, weapons, and then vehicle weapons. And I have edited a bunch of these, so this is not what you're gonna see right offhand. But let's see, the tank cannon, for example. All of these, when you type them into the earlier spot where we changed the weapon on the LTV, you want to make sure their names fit exactly how they're shown. Exactly how they're shown right here. File. You have to type them in exactly, case sensitive and all that, or else they just won't work. But when you do this, normally you won't have all these extra stuff or weird things that I have written in here. You want to highlight all of them and then extract. And it should just extract like this. This path should be the right one. And once you do that, you'll hit OK. And then we're gonna bring back over our file explorer, back to Crisis, game, and then you'll have a game data folder appear. And then in the game data folder, you should see all of these that you extracted. I have backup folders, or I have a separate folder for all the stuff that I've modded, and then I have right at the front of the game data folder all of the base weapons, base items, all of that stuff, just in case something goes wrong where I mod something and I don't remember where I modded it at, or there's something that just went horribly wrong. I can delete that, go back to the base file, and redo everything. But that way it'll be fresh, it'll be clean, and I won't have lost the original file. Because if you lose the original file, you're gonna be in trouble. But yeah, I'm probably missing some stuff. Yes, vehicle invincibility. I know there are flow graphs you can do for that. So here, we'll just do one of those real quick. So to open a flow graph to make your vehicle invincible, make sure you have the entity selected, and then on your roll-up bar, there's going to be a line down here called flow graph. Click create, and then, actually, we're going to name it Invincible Car. And this tutorial is getting kind of long. So that's going to bring up your flow graph editor. And depending on how you want it, normally with the stuff, I go with the start. So you right-click, add node, and then go down to miscellaneous start, and then make sure your vehicle is selected. Add vehicle. Okay, that's not it. All right, so we're gonna delete that. Yes, here we go. Vehicle. All right, then there's gonna be vehicle damage, and then you're gonna click and drag the output to indestructible. All right, and you're gonna make sure your vehicle is highlighted. Whoops! Oh no! Oh dear! Messed that up. Make sure your vehicle is highlighted. I'm gonna add, right-click, assign selected entity, and this will make your vehicle invincible.
Maximum.
Normally that's just to make sure. Bring this over. Would have been so much faster if I just brought out a new tank, but whatever. So here from the rest of the video, I am kind of struggling to prove that this LTV is actually invincible. Long story short, it is. I end up killing myself a few times in the process, trying to figure out if it is or not. But that is besides the point. This tutorial is just about over. But if anybody has any questions or anything, please, 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 please leave them down in the comment section so I can answer them, because there's definitely some things that I probably left out, and I would hate to not be able to address anybody's questions in videos like this. So again, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, I appreciate it. If you're still subscribed to the channel, I appreciate it. I'm sorry I've been so off with Crysis as of late. I just I really have ran out of ideas for mods and stuff like that, and I just haven't. It hasn't been really my focus as of late. But thank you again for sticking around. If you made it to the end of this video, I hope it was helpful. Make sure if it was, leave a like or also subscribe. That was the first time I unironically asked for likes and subscribers. So if it wasn't, call me out on it. But thank you. I appreciate it. And have a good rest of your day.